we have ossuaries. Ossuaries are bone boxes from the same Chalcolithic period. Now, what's really interesting is there's only two periods in the history of Israel where they used ossuaries. Ossuary was a bone box where you put the body when somebody died to decay. It would take about a year, and then you come and collect their bones and then perform what's called secondary burial. And the secondary burial, you take the bones and put them in the ossuary, in the bone box. Two periods of history. One is the Chalcolithic period, which is the early Proto-Canaanite period or pre-Canaanite period. And the other one is the Second Temple period. And they're separated by thousands of years. Now, the ossuaries in the time of the Chalcolithic period are made of pottery. In the Second Temple period, they were made of stone. Now, what you can see on some of these ossuaries is the same thing we saw in some of the statues and some of the in the treasure items, and we also saw them in the altars. Is you see the little noses, little knobs and noses, but these also represent what a house looks like. Right? This is a replica of the house, and you put the body into the house when the guy is dead. And what you can see here is they have these roofs, which is sort of like a thatched kind of thing, right? The roof is sort of like a triangle on the top, and you have little poles sticking out from the end to hold up the roof, little rafters. Here we have some, again from the same period, some pottery offering altars. You saw before we had them made of stone, and here these were for offerings. You put some kind of an offering here, not like a whole animal sacrifice, but some flowers and maybe some blood or some libation, who knows. And here you have some more houses. These weren't for bones, obviously. These were probably brought to the temple to as an offering to the god, or maybe they put it in somebody's grave so they would have a house in the afterlife. We are past the Chalcolithic period, and we are in the full-blown Canaanite period. This is early bronze stuff. And here we have what's called the Arad house. And what's really cool is that this is what a house looks like. It's a pottery representation of a house, and they were actually bigger than real houses. But what's interesting is we have the Aleph Bet, and the letter Bet means house. And I always wondered, bets look anything like a house. Even the really old Paleo-Hebrew, what's called Proto-Sinaitic, before the Paleo-Hebrew, Proto-Sinaitic bet is sort of a rectangle or a square with a little hole on one end. That's what a house looked like. It was a one-room structure. Many houses in that period were one room, and you can see it here in the Arad house. That's what a house was like. And there you have the Dalet, which is the letter Dalet. Now, we've got some other interesting things here.